Hi, this is Miranda from My Scrappy Life and welcome back to my channel. This is just a regular process video and I am going to use this sketch from the scraproom.com. It was done during one of the National Scrapbooking Day. It was one of their inspiration challenges. And I also took a challenge from Christy from Christy's Beautiful Life. It was 3 different things. I had to pick 3 numbers. One was how many photos, 1 through 5, and I picked 1. How many pattern papers I wanted to use, 1 through 5, and I think I picked 3. Plus, I think there's plenty more in here. And then how many sides to your paper. So, like, is it square, is it circle, is it rectangle, whatever. And so I picked 4, and I kept them as square and rectangle. And because the sketch called for some rectangles and then some squares, so I ended up sticking with the same 4 sides. It's just could be a little bit longer than the other, but ultimately it's the same. And this is just a normal process video for my channel. I just love to use Christina's challenges over at the Secret Not Secret Kit Club throughout the month. And what I decided to do for this particular one is scrap this photo of Josh and I. This is the second to the last stop that we had on the wine/beer tour that that I set us up to do, because you know Josh would just sit in a hotel and do nothing, let's face it, while we were on our anniversary trip to Charleston. And the tree behind it is the angel tree. It's the old, if I remember correctly now, obviously it's been a minute since I've looked at it, but if I remember correctly, it's the oldest tree in the United States or the oldest tree in the South or something like that. And it's where everybody would come and pray and meditate and try to have good vibes from it and things like that. I do know that it played a huge part in our history back during the Civil War and that era. I would have to look it up, and I'll link it down below. I know that where I went to go get and learn a little bit more about this tree so that I could be able to do an actual write-up in my album for this, because I treated this one as, this was actually done on our anniversary date or day, so I wanted to talk a little bit more about our anniversary, and I thought that this was a good picture for that. And so inside my album, I do talk about the history behind this. Both Josh and I love to go and look at all of the Army and any type military, I guess, branches that are no longer like in service, but they're given over to the parks and recs and that kind of stuff to what I call is to be able to show up history and all of that and learn a little bit more about it. So ultimately that is what we tend to do for traveling wise, and for us personally, we love it. I love to go look at that stuff. Josh does too, and we'll watch a lot of things like that. We do, like, for like Netflix and that kind of stuff, we watch quite a bit of the Army, national security type things. I do a little bit more, and I go a little bit more in depth, and I like the law side of things. So when I see Army related /law/ whatever, that's where I kind of fall into and watch more of. Josh just likes the stuff. I have to go in and watch Space Force. I'm still trying to finish up a few of the things that I started and I just didn't finish. I got to finish like the episodes and the seasons to some of that, so I'm finishing those up. I just finished the Girlfriend's Guide to Divorce. That whole series is completely done now. But yeah, so those are like the types of things that we like to watch. And it's just like Josh finished up watching Space Force, the new season or the new series on Netflix, and the little bits that I caught, I can't wait to watch it myself. I haven't watched it yet, but I'm going to. It's like on my list. I just go through my list and I just go down the thing and I catch everything up and I watch all that when I'm tired of watching YouTube. And I go in spurts. Like I'll stick to Netflix for a while and then I'll go to YouTube and then I'll go to Amazon Prime and I just kind of rotate myself around. And so, yeah. So ultimately, we go and travel and we do a lot of that. That's why when we went to Cuba, Josh didn't go too much on it because he is still in the military. So ultimately I was able to go off and I do more and I don't mind going, but because he was still active, he didn't do as many of the history stuff, and I loved learning a lot about it. So that's when I get to Cuba, you will see a lot more of that stuff too. So anytime we go anywhere, I always tend to try to find the historical stuff because I love to learn a little bit more about it. So yeah, so ultimately now I am tying in Close to My Heart products. Close to My Heart, this one is one of the older ones, and I like to take my older products and put it with my new products so that I can one, use it up, and then be able to use the newer stuff that I do get and put it in my put it into my stash. So like for right now, this is like an older one. They released it when I first started Close to My Heart as a consultant, and then they took it away, put it like back in the vault, and then brought it back out as a bring me back, or whatever you want to call it, bring it back type thing. And I got it again, so I put all of the papers that I did have with this collection from Hip Kit, and it worked out well because the colors work really good with the Jen Hedfeld's collection. So I am just going through all of the little things and bobs, and just to try to find little bits and bobs of what I want to add on there. And this flower doesn't stay there. It does move. You'll see me move it here in a second because I find this little bear, I think it is. Yeah, it's a little bear with some flowers. And then I thought I was going to place it behind there, and then I do move it. You'll see where I place it. And then it stays there. And then I also go in and off camera, just to let you know, I add sequins and splatters to this layout as well, just to let you know. And that's off camera. I use one of the newer Spiegel Mom Scraps collections, sequence mixes, I should say, for it. And there it is. It's up there on top. And yeah, so I just ultimately am working through my Charleston one. And I do know that I've talked about it before. As we speak right now, I am working on the double page spread, which will be on my channel shortly here. Excuse me. I'm getting through that. So really, I'm pretty much done. I'm excited to finish up a lot of these. Now, I'm curious. I want to know what you guys are thinking the schools are like. Have they started talking? Has some of the districts started talking? I would love to know, like, what your guys is, if you have seen, if you've got school kiddos or whatever, for what they are planning on doing, if they have said anything. I'm pretty sure we won't know anything until the end of June, the beginning of July, and then I probably will read it on Facebook because that's just how my district is. Excuse me. But my title will be for this one is going to be Just You and Me. And you will see me pull that out of that Jen Hedfeld's sticker packet that is in there. And then also I come in with just other little bits and bobs on here. And then that's pretty much it. So make sure that you like and subscribe to my channel. I would love to have you. I do upload between 2 to 3 times a week. I do traveler's notebooks, 12 by 12 layouts like this one, and also design team layouts. I hope that you guys are all staying safe and that you guys are enjoying the little bit of the slowness that we have in this world right now. I know that it's chaos and chaotic, but in my little household, I try to keep it light and airy, but yet just going with the flow. Whenever things are ready to go back, we go back. But here I come in with my title. This is where you see the title that says Just You and Me, and that's where I come in, and that's the title that I'm going to use. Now you see me place it there, and you'll see me place it just a little bit and change it just a little bit, but you'll see that I do add everything that I need to this, along with some flowers, and then you'll see me do up sequence and the splatters, which is from shimmers. Obviously you guys know that I love my shimmers. And then I changed this little packet around here. I don't like the way that looks. You'll see me change that here in a second. So the still shots are definitely coming up. Make sure that you like and subscribe to my channel. Hit that bell button so that you can get notification each and every time that I do upload. And I hope that you guys have a wonderful day, and I will talk to you soon. Bye!